Elena Morales turned 71 on a gray Tuesday in late October. The big Victorian on Maple Street felt both too large and too quiet that day. Javier had been gone 6 years, yet the upstairs hallway still carried the faint trace of his aftershave if she closed her eyes and breathed deeply. She liked that the house remembered him. She liked that it remembered her younger self, too. The woman who chased toddlers down the wide oak staircase, hosted Christmas for 30 without blinking, and believed a full house was the only kind worth having. Now the house held only her footsteps and the soft tick of the grandfather clock in the foyer that Javier restored in 1992. Elena had learned to treasure the silence. She gardened until her knees complained, read historical novels in the sunroom, occasionally hosted book club. Lately, she had started painting again, watercolors of the maple tree outside the kitchen window, each season in a different palette. Her daughters, however, had other plans for the house. Marisol was 44, divorced 3 years, raising 2 teenagers permanently glued to their phones. Camila was 42, married to Paul, a kind but chronically anxious accountant. No children, just a rescue greyhound named Luna that shed like it was a sport. Both lived 20 minutes away in newer subdivisions with smaller yards and better schools. For the past 18 months, their hints had grown less subtle. "You're rattling around in that big place, Mama," Marisol would say while helping unload groceries. "Wouldn't a smaller house closer to us be easier?" Camila was blunter. "The taxes alone must be killing you, and the maintenance. Dad handled all that. You shouldn't have to now." Elena always answered with the same patient smile she once used when they fought over the last cookie as children. "I manage. The house and I have an understanding." But they didn't stop. It began with casual questions about the will, then suggestions about estate planning. Marisol mentioned, almost offhand, that her post-divorce mortgage was suffocating her, and wouldn't it be nice if the grandkids had a bigger backyard someday? Camila forwarded articles, "When should aging parents downsize?" and "How adult children can help parents transition smoothly." Elena read them. She even highlighted passages, not because she agreed, but to understand the story her daughters were constructing. Then came the email. She wasn't meant to see it. Marisol accidentally CC'd her while forwarding a thread to Camila. Subject, Mama's house. Next steps. Elena opened it Thursday evening as the kettle whistled. The thread was 23 messages long. Marisol. Spoke to the elder law attorney again. If 2 doctors sign off on mild cognitive impairment, we can petition for guardianship without a full competency hearing. Not ideal, but cleaner than waiting for something worse. Camila. She's still sharp, Mary. We can't just fabricate that. Marisol. We're not fabricating. She forgets where she parks sometimes. Left the stove on last month, remember? That's enough for concern. The point is protecting her and the asset. Once we have control, sell, split proceeds, move her to assisted living near me. She'll hate it at first, but she'll adjust. Kids get college funds. Camila. Paul says try talking again. Offer to move in temporarily, help with upkeep, ease her into it. Marisol. She'll say no. You know how stubborn she is. We need leverage. If we're already there helping, it's harder for her to kick us out later, and if she resists too much, that just proves she's not capable. Elena sat motionless. The kettle had long stopped. Steam curled and vanished against the cabinet. She printed the thread, placed the pages in a manila folder, went upstairs to the attic and pulled down Javier's old roll-top desk, the one for taxes and unsent love letters. She sat 3 hours, writing nothing, just breathing. Next morning, she called Rafael, the real estate agent from book club, 68, widowed, gentle-voiced. I want to sell half an acre, the back portion by the creek, not the house, just the land. Rafael raised an eyebrow. That's prime. Developers have eyed it for years. You could get significant money. I know, Elena said. She didn't explain why. 2 weeks later, the surveyor arrived. Orange flags bloomed in the backyard like strange flowers. Both daughters called within hours. What's with the flags, Mama? Marisol asked, voice tight. Just yard work, Elena replied. You're not selling land without telling us, Camila sounded wounded. Elena let silence stretch. It's my land. I'll tell you what I decide when I decide. They didn't like the answer. 3 weeks after the survey, Elena signed papers. A developer bought the half-acre cash, enough to pay off the mortgage, fund a new roof, install central air, Javier's old wish. She spent part on a contractor, not for the whole house, just one section. The sunroom, long, narrow, French doors to the garden, had always felt like an afterthought. Javier built it in 2001 so Elena could paint. Over time, it became storage, Christmas boxes, outgrown skis, broken lawn chairs. He had the contractor wall off the last 12 feet. A new solid oak door went in, keyed deadbolt only she held. Inside, insulation, fresh drywall, oak-look laminate, mini bathroom with walk-in shower, mini fridge, Murphy bed that folded into the wall, built-in bookshelves, reading chair, small electric fireplace. She moved her favorite watercolor supplies, best lamp, Isabel Allende first editions, and the ceramic birdhouse the grandkids painted at 6. She called it her studio apartment. She told no one. She waited. It happened Saturday, early December. A moving truck backed into the driveway at 10:27 a.m. Elena watched from the upstairs guest room window. Marisol's minivan followed, Camila's USV behind it. Both vehicles packed, boxes, suitcases on the roof racks. A cold calm settled in Elena's chest. She went downstairs, unlocked the front door, and waited in the foyer. Marisol entered first, carrying a large Rubbermaid bin labeled Kitchen Fragile. "Surprise," she said brightly, smile rehearsed. "We thought we'd move in for the holidays, help get the house ready for, the transition." Camila followed, arms full of garment bags. "Paul's with Luna. We'll settle today, talk tomorrow over brunch. Kids come tomorrow night. They're excited for a big Christmas here again." Elena stood still. "You didn't ask." Marisol set the bin down. "Mama, come on. We're family. We're helping." "You brought a moving truck," Elena said quietly, without a conversation. Camila glanced at her sister. "We didn't want to argue. We thought if we were already here—" Elena nodded once, as if confirming a long suspicion. "Follow me." She led them through the living room, past the Christmas tree she decorated alone the day before, down the hall to the sunroom. The new door stiff closed, small brass plate, private, no entry. Elena took the key from her cardigan and unlocked it. Inside, tidy, warm, fresh paint and lemon scent. Murphy bed folded, easel by the window, kettle humming beside the mini-fridge. "This is my apartment now," Elena said. "The rest of the house is still mine too, but this part," she gestured, "is locked. Only I have the key." Marisol stared. "You walled off part of the house." "I created private quarters," Elena corrected, "like people do in multi-generational homes when privacy matters." Camila's voice rose. "Mama, this is ridiculous. We're not tenants. We're your daughters." "You're adults," Elena said. "Adults who arrived with a moving truck without invitation." Marisol flushed. "We're trying to take care of you." Elena looked at her oldest for a long moment. "No," she said. "You're trying to take the house." Silence felt like snow. Camila tried softer. "We just want what's best for everyone. The property value—" "I sold the back half-acre 3 weeks ago," Elena interrupted calmly. "Cash deal, mortgage paid, roof scheduled next month. I have enough to live comfortably here until I choose otherwise." Both froze. "You sold land without telling us," Marisol whispered. "It was mine to sell." "But the will—" "The will says what happens after I die," Elena said, "not before." Marisol stepped forward. "You can't lock us out of part of the house we grew up in." "I can," Elena replied, "and I have." She held up the key. "If you want to stay, either of you, you may use the guest rooms upstairs. Use the kitchen, living areas, but ask before moving my things. Knock before entering closed doors, and respect that this," she nodded towards the suite, "is my boundary." Marisol laughed once, sharp, disbelieving. "You're treating us like strangers." "No, I'm treating you like adults who need to learn that love does not entitle you to someone else's home." Camila began crying, quiet, angry tears. Marisol turned and walked out. The screen door slammed. Camila stayed a moment. "We thought you needed us," she said. "I need you to see me, not the house, not the money. Me." Camila wiped her face. "We'll unload the truck, then talk." Elena nodded. They didn't. Marisol drove away with half the truck loaded. Camila stayed one night in her childhood bedroom, then left next morning without breakfast. 3 weeks of silence followed. Elena painted every morning, finished 3 winter maples, bare branches against bruised sky, hung one above the fireplace. Christmas Eve, the doorbell rang. Camila on the porch, holding panettone and Elena's favorite Rioja. "I came alone," she said, Marisol still angry, "but I wanted to say I'm sorry." Elena stepped aside. "Come in." They sat in the kitchen. Camila didn't ask about the locked door, asked about the new paintings instead. "They're beautiful," she said. "You should show them somewhere." Elena poured wine. "Maybe I will." They talked until midnight, about Javier, childhoods, things never said when everyone was alive and loud. When Camila left, she hugged Elena tightly. "I won't push anymore," she whispered, "but I'd like to visit, just visit." "You're always welcome," Elena said, "when you call first." Camila smiled, small, real. Deal. Marisol took longer. March before she appeared, with both teenagers. They carried grocery bags, not boxes. "Brought dinner," Marisol said stiffly, "if that's okay." Elena opened the door wide. They ate tamales and arroz con leche at the dining table. Teenagers awkward at first, then relaxed when Elena asked about music, crushes, memes. After dessert, Marisol stayed while the kids played video games. "I was wrong," she said quietly, "about a lot." Elena waited. "I thought if I controlled the house, I could control the future, keep everyone safe, close." Marisol looked at her hands. "I didn't see I was pushing you away." Elena reached across, covered her daughter's hand. "You can still be close, just not by taking." Marisol nodded. Tears fell. "I'm trying to learn," she whispered. "I know, and I'm still here." Spring came. The maple budded. Elena hung her new paintings in the hallway. 3 seasons, 3 moods. Camila visited every other Sunday, sometimes with Paul and Luna. Marisol came less often, but stayed longer each time. The moving truck never returned. The house remembered everything: laughter, arguments, meals, quiet nights. It remembered Javier's aftershave, Elena's younger hands planting tulips. Now it remembered a locked door, a key turning, a woman choosing herself without apology. And Elena, 71, painting at her easel, listening to the clock tick, finally felt the house was no longer too large. It was exactly the right size for one woman who had learned, at last, that legacy isn't taken, it's tended, carefully, on her own terms.